Welcome back. In this video, we'll explore Amazon Route 53 record types and how they streamline DNS management for your cloud infrastructure. This is a quick overview of the key components of a Route 53 record. First, we have the domain or subdomain name. This is the unique name for your website or application, like example.com. Next, there's the record type. This defines the type of DNS record, such as A for IPv4 addresses or AAA for IPv6. Then comes the value, which is the target destination for the record, like an IP address. For instance, 93.184.216.34. The routing policy is crucial. It determines how Route 53 directs DNS queries, ensuring traffic is handled according to your configuration. Finally, there's the TTL, or time to live. This tells DNS resolvers how long they should cache the record before checking for updates. Let's take a closer look at the Route 53 record types. First, we have the widely used record types. A records, which map a host name to an IPv4 address. CNAME records, used for creating aliases or nicknames for a domain. NS records, which specify the authoritative name servers for your domain. A name server is a part of DNS that contains records that point a domain name to a certain server. For example, ns276iwsdns27.com is one of Route 53 name servers, NS. MX records, essential for routing email to the appropriate mail server. Mail exchange, MX record directs email to a mail server. An MX record indicates how email messages should be routed for SMTP. Like CNAME records, an MX record must always point to another domain. SOA records, which provide key administrative information about the DNS zone. And finally, TXT records, used to store text-based data, often for verification purposes like domain ownership or email validation. Next, we have specialized record types for specific scenarios. SPF for email authentication, SRV for service-specific records, CAA for managing certificate authorities, DS for delegating DNS security, NAPTR for advanced query routing, PTR for reverse DNS lookups, and AAA records, which map a host name to an IPv6 address. Understanding these record types ensures you can configure DNS settings to meet a wide range of requirements. Let's explore some common Route 53 record types. First, we have the A record, which maps a host name to an IPv4 address. This is one of the most basic and widely used DNS record types. Next is the AAA record, which serves a similar purpose but maps a host name to an IPv6 address instead of IPv4. Then there's the CNAME record, or canonical name record. This type is essentially an alias for a primary host. For example, if your domain is example.com, but you want users to access the site using www.example.com, you can create a CNAME record that points www.example.com to example.com. However, it's important to note that CNAME records cannot be created for the top node of a DNS namespace. So while you can create www.example.com as a CNAME, you cannot create one for example.com itself. However, it's important to note that CNAME records cannot be created for the top node of a DNS namespace. So while you can create www.example.com as a CNAME, you cannot create one for example.com itself. Now, let's dive into the use cases of CNAME records. First, CNAME records are incredibly useful for redirecting multiple domains to a single IP address. For example, if you're migrating your site from example.com to example.net, a CNAME record can redirect users seamlessly to the new domain. Another common use case is mapping several subdomains to a main domain. For instance, if you're running multiple websites on the same machine, you can create CNAME records for subdomains like crm.example.com or store.example.com, all pointing to example.com. These capabilities make CNAME records highly versatile in managing domain aliases and ensuring smooth user redirection.